Alonzo has a question here. If burying or incorporating mulch in the soil is undesirable due to nitrogen lockup during decomposition, would it be okay to do with green mulch plants or ones that were nitrogen rich themselves, or that were nitrogen rich themselves? Could the nitrogen in the mulch balance the problems caused by tilling it in? Well, I'm in amongst lab. This is a biannual, almost a perennial, very, very rampant ground cover, heavy nitrogen fixer. And the idea is this is capturing nitrogen in its leaves and its flowers and its stems, and of course in its roots with the microorganisms that are on the rhizobium bacteria that attach to the roots. So the whole thing's nitrogen. It's nitrogen in the flowers and the stems and the seeds and the seed pods and the leaves, and of course the roots and the attachment rhizobium bacteria. So that's what we want. Now, if I bury this and some of that nitrogen has to be part of the decomposition of the plant, then we've gained and we've lost a little bit at the same time. We'd prefer to just gain. We prefer to get all of the nitrogen to our advantage. Now, there's nitrogen in the air. So if this decomposes at the surface and the roots decompose in the ground, we've got a win-win situation. Because we've got lots of nitrogen at the surface in the dead mulch of this really high nitrogen-rich plant. And that's getting driven down with water towards the soil. The roots themselves are going to be a beautiful dendritic pattern that are breaking down as compost-rich corridors in the soil with the rhizobium bacteria, which is 90% nitrogen, which have now died because the link to sunlight and photosynthesis has been cut by cutting the top, and their dead bodies are going to be eaten by other beneficial bacteria in the soil, which are also 90% nitrogen. Now, we'd rather not take some of that nitrogen to decompose this plant. Even though it's rich in nitrogen, we'd rather get the nitrogen in the soil we're going to get anyway, plus the nitrogen on the top, all going down with gravity and water flow towards the soil and enriching the soil, then putting it underground, locking it up from the nitrogen in the air and the decomposition process. Sure, it's better to bury this if you're going to bury something that's high in carbon, but better not burying it at all. Why burying it then? Right? You've already got the roots and their beautiful dendritic patterns. If you start tilling up the soil, you break up those dendritic patterns that cannot be imitated by a machine. There's no way a machine can make those dendritic patterns of these root systems. So leave them undisturbed. They're there. They're going to be compost corridors in the soil. Beautiful. They've got attachments that are rhizobium bacteria that are all going to die once we cut off the photosynthesis of starch from the top. They're all going to be food for other beneficial organisms in the soil. They're all going to be mobile and moving. The compost corridors are a great pattern, and this is on the top. You're winning every way. Don't go win, not quite win, and go forward. There's no point. Let nature do the work for you. It's got the patterning system that we know is the best, and work with the successional process and speed up succession. So you're speeding up the time stacking by manipulating the legumes at the surface. Design the orchestration of legumes that you want. In this case, we've got a ground cover here that's highly rampant. We can turn this around, make this really fertile soil, plant something in here really worthwhile once we pioneer the system by cut, place, plant, and off we go. Speed up the time stack.